Hey everybody, Sean Bukowski here. Hope you're having a great week. Man, I can't believe it's May, whatever it is, 15, 16, 17, and it's 100 degrees every day here in Texas already. We're cruising for a hot one this year. Anyway, I want to talk to you about something that's really interesting in Austin. You know, a lot of people are talking a lot about the election in November coming up. It's pretty big. There's a mayoral election, and obviously a few candidates of the city council. And what people aren't really talking about much, at least that I've seen, is an interesting lawsuit that could kind of throw a wrench into that whole system. And to really understand what's going on, to understand the lawsuit, you have to understand the history of the Austin City Council. And that's, prior to 2012, it was basically open seating. You could be city council, I think there were 8 members back then. You could be city council member from anywhere in the city. It didn't matter where you lived. And then in 2012, the people voted to go to a 10-1 system, and what that is there's 10 distinct districts around the city that they divided up, and each district has to send somebody to city council who is a resident of that district. So that's what we have now, and what it provided for was every 10 years to have redistricting. So you draw the lines because they wanted to keep the districts kind of even population-wise. So that process, the redistricting process, then started in 2020 and is completed, and will be the first time will be on the new districts will be for the 2022 election. Well, here's where that gets kind of thrown into a wrench, is that there were some residents who voted in 2018 for their council member. So let's take one step back. The seats are staggered so that you have some seats that are up every 2 years, basically, because they're 4-year terms, and then some of them are up every 2 years. So you had some folks that were voted in 2018 and were scheduled to vote in their district again in 2022, but because of redistricting, they were moved to another district that doesn't vote because of the staggeredness until 2024. So they would have gone 6 years without voting for a city council member. Well, that didn't sit well with some of them, and so they filed suit alleging that this is effectively disenfranchising them by not allowing them to vote for their representation city council for over 6 years by moving them to a different district. And what they requested, which is where this kind of gets thrown into a sort of craziness, is that they requested that the relief be that everybody on the city council is up for a vote this year. So all 10 districts would be up for a vote, and that's obviously would make things kind of strange because a lot of those, I think it's half of those folks aren't expecting to be up for a vote this year. As I was writing this yesterday, I guess, one of the courts came down and sided with the city, basically granting the summary judgment motion, but the issue has already been appealed to, and the Texas Supreme Court has said they will weigh in on this issue. So ultimately, this is an issue that's going to be decided by the Texas Supreme Court, and we're going to determine the ultimate outcome will be, are 5 city council members up for election this year, or are 10 of them? I don't know what the answer is going to be, but if it's 10, it's going to be a kind of craziness. So we'll have to wait and see. I hope you like this. If you do, please subscribe to our blog and to our YouTube channel. Thanks a lot.